Hey guys, back to another tutorial. So I was looking back through my camera and realized I had another clip of me doing makeup in St. Martin. So I said, hey, why not why not, post it on YouTube. But this one is just gonna be a quick video showing you how I create this green eyeshadow. First, I start off, of course, with the eyebrows. This is the Benefit pencil, eyebrow pencil in shade 4.5, and I always I always line my eyebrows. I start off at the very bottom in the front and I bring it all the way to the tail, and I do the same thing with the top, and then I just fill in the eyebrows. After I fill in the eyebrows doing like hair-like strokes, I then take my Kevin Aquan concealer in shade XX13 and I line underneath the eyebrows. This is what basically shapes up your eyebrows. Not really so much a filling. Filling just kind of creates an eyebrow, but in order to create the shape that you want, it's really the concealer. So if you don't like the way your eyebrow looks when you fill it in, be patient, trust the process, and conceal it the way you want it to look. So you saw I used that concealer, the square type brush, and I just lined underneath the eyebrows. I brought the concealer all the way down to my eyelids just to create the eyeshadow base, and then I press it in with this small fluffy brush, and I push that concealer in. I also used air spun setting powder just to set the concealer so that the eyeshadow does not stick to the concealer. And you saw I used the same Color Pop eyeshadow palette that I brought to St. Martin, and I always start off with a transition color. Never fails, no matter what color I do, I always start off with a transition color, and that's usually like a brownish color that pops just a little bit. It could honestly looks like the same complexion as my skin, but I always start off with a brown. And if you can tell the way that I'm using my brush, I take the brush, bounce it in the palette, I shake it off to get rid of any excess powder, and then I push it in my skin. So I just basically go up and down on my skin. This is the green that I use. This is the majority of the color that I use on my eyelid. I brought it all the way up to just kind of like right below that transitional brown. And then you'll see me eventually kind of blend in those two colors. So I'm taking that brown and I'm doing it in the same motion as I did the brown. I'm just tapping it into the skin. I pounce the brush up and down to give a lot more pigment. And then I'll swipe it a little bit just to, cover the whole entire eyelid. But most of the time I'm kind of going up and down on my eyelid just so that I can have the pigment. And I'm going back to that brown that I used just to blend in the green and that brown together, because I don't want any harsh lines between the two colors. So I'm just taking that first brown and I'm going back and forth with the two. Then I take a dark brown, or not dark brown, I'm sorry. I take a dark green shade and I just take it at the very end of the eyeshadow look, just to kind of give it like a transitional green from light to dark. So I just kind of keep that color at the very end of the eyelid. And I don't always use the tape that you see on my face right now, but I decided to use it, and that just gives you a sharp line with your eyeshadow look, and you don't have to worry about using concealer just to fix and sharpen everything. And again, I'm just blending all the colors in so that there's no, harsh lines between the two. So I'm going back and forth with that dark green and the transitional brown. And I'm using my inglot liner. It's in jet black. And I always take the brush, dip it in the inglot, and then I put it on my hand because it's so thick and pigmented. I don't want to put too much on my eye because that's some hard stuff to try to fix. So I have hooded eyes, so I don't really ever try to create a big wing. So I'm just kind of going in with that inglot and that brush to create a small wing, a very small wing. And again, if you're not good with wing lines, or you know what I'm trying to say, use the tape because it'll basically help you. You just take that brush and go up to as far as you can, and you bring it all the way down. It's best, honestly, to create wing liners with your eyes open so that you can see what it's going to look like with your eyes being open, because you're not going to walk around with your eyes closed. It's going to look perfect when your eyes are closed. When you open it, it looks completely different. So do the wing when your eyes are open. It's a lot more easier. It's not too much fixing. But I'm just taking my time. Like I said, I have hooded eyes, so I don't create big wings. And this is me pulling the tape off, and you see I just kind of have a sharper line, and I don't have to go in with concealer to fix it or to create that sharp line. So I already did my face, and now I'm just taking that green glitter just to give a pop in the inner eye. So I'm just taking a little bit of that green, that shiny metallic green, and bring it in the inner corner of my eyes. This is me applying my lashes. How I do lashes, I use duo glue. I first apply mascara on my lashes. Then I take duo glue, put a thin line on my eyelid, right above or right where the lashes are, and I do the same thing with the strip. Once I let the glue dry down, and then I allow the strip to attach to the center eye. Then I attach the edges with my fingers, as you see, or with the tweezers, just so I can catch everything. But you'll see my final look. Here is the final look. It ended up being really pretty. I hope you like it. I hope you subscribed and liked the video.